What's up? Adam Booth here with Upshift Online. We are with the 2017 Honda VFR1200X. This is part of Honda's Adventure line, starting off at the 250L, 650L. You got the Africa Twin. This falls near the Africa Twin. And then you go up to the 500X and the 700X. So this is kind of a, adventure touring style motorcycle. It has some of the same looks as your typical adventure bike. It's got crash bars, adjustable windshield. It does come with smooth tires, but you could throw some knobbies on there if you really just want to live on mellow dirt roads. The main goal of this motorcycle is to cover a lot of miles and do it in comfort. And then if you do come across that dirt road that you want to explore a little bit, a graded dirt road, by all means, it'll do it. So if you are on those dirt roads or you want to control the traction yourself, you can fully turn off the traction control, or there's 3 different modes of traction control. As far as ABS goes, there's one mode. It's on all the time. You're not going to be able to turn that off at the rear wheel like the Africa Twin. So that does limit its ability off-road as far as, skidding the bike into corners and stuff. But again, this is more touring, covering lots of miles with the ability to find the occasional dirt road. So the VFR1200X comes in 2 different options, one with the DCT and one with the manual transmission. We're out here on the DCT model. I've ridden Africa Twins with DCT, and it's a very cool feature, and this one works really well. It's the same basic principle. You can shift it manually if you want. You can flip between automatic and manual. There's a sport mode and a drive mode. Sport mode has 3 different options as far as aggressiveness and when it downshifts and how hard you want to ride. The drive mode is very casual. It upshifts quickly, and it is brainless. You just twist the throttle and go. You twist the throttle harder, it downshifts. It makes life super easy. Sport modes are also really fun too because you can control that, and even when you're in sport mode and you want to be more aggressive than the bike is, you can just hit the downshift button while you're coming into corners and override that. If you forget to upshift, it goes ahead and does that after a little while and continues back in its automatic mode. So we've only been riding about 45 minutes so far. We've kind of hit everything, through some city streets, merged on the freeway, some windy roads, some bumpy roads, different kind of asphalt mixed with cement, and playing between the drive modes and the sport modes and getting on the brakes as hard as I can, cruising through some corners. It really takes away that whole shifting thing, and you think, I'm an experienced rider, I have to shift a motorcycle, or it's not the full experience. Well, after about 20 minutes, you get really used to the DCT and you really come to appreciate it. And we're going to ride a lot more miles today, but so far, we're really enjoying the DCT and how it works, and flipping into sport mode and letting it do some shifting for me. And I've been playing with the downshift and the upshift myself. So that's a quick wrap up of our first impression of this bike this morning. We're going to do a lot more miles. We're going to go find some, casual dirt roads and experience what this can do. We're not going to take it on anything gnarly and smash the pipes or do anything stupid, but we're going to go find as much variety as we can on this bike today and tell you more later. So here we are. We found ourselves all the way up in the mountains. We've been riding all day. I want to make it very clear, I am a dirt bike guy. I ride enduro, I ride motocross, and I've spent countless hours on adventure bikes riding dirt roads and places you shouldn't take adventure bikes. So my time on the asphalt is usually limited to my car, unloading my bikes and riding. So this was a fun experience for me to ride a bike that's similar to an adventure bike with nice street tires on it, get to feel like some corners, kind of push it. And then we did go out and explore some dirt roads. We found some pretty smooth dirt roads that had some boulders in them, but a bike like this, you just have to remember that your pipes hang low, that the ground clearance isn't crazy good. So what you need to do is, as you're picking your way down those dirt roads, don't let the bike compress and then smash your undercarriage. Just slow down, pick your way around. We were able to navigate a little bit of sand on the roads and get by. So you don't have to be completely fearful of a dirt road or anything but asphalt on this bike, even with a stock tire. So if you go on a couple-day ride and you want to check out some dirt roads, you want to see some different things, go ahead and take it. The traction control can be adjusted. And also, it doesn't have the rear anti-lock that you can turn off, but just if you take your time, it's going to make it through it. The suspension soaks it up. The other thing that kind of is annoying, you can fix it with an aftermarket goodie, is it does not have cruise control. So those long stretches of freeway, you're going to need to hold your hand on the throttle, or you're going to have to buy an aftermarket deal. Since this is still cable actuated, it's not fly-by-wire. Overall, I really like the DCT. If you are super casual and you're just popping along, looking at the scenery coming through town, I like the drive mode. As soon as you start to get out and want to get on the gas a little harder, the sport mode's where it's at. The drive mode really just upshifts super quick, and then you're just kind of lugging and going along. When we were in the canyons and it was kind of a consistent speed and pull-in and all the corners were about the same, I went back to manual mode, and I chose my own gearing to reduce the bike wanting to downshift and upshift and confusing a little bit. I wouldn't say it's confusing, but it does want to effectively give you the best gearing, when a lot of the times if you just pick the gear, it's cool because you can use engine braking to come in and then you're right in the gear, hold the throttle smooth, and then really rip out of the corner instead of getting on the gas too hard and having the bike decide, oh, I need to go a gear lower, and confusing it mid-corner. And that is really easy to choose from. It's on the fly. It's a simple switch, manual, automatic. Switch to manual, use the toggle shifters, you pick whatever gear you want, skip the clutch, skip the shift lever on your foot. A feature that's really cool, especially for a guy like me who's not used to riding on the street, and when I do ride on the street, it's usually bikes without a windscreen. This windscreen is super easy to change. You just flip up the lever and it drops out of your way, and bring it all the way up, and your ride becomes a lot quieter. So something that's really cool for the guy who wants to kind of be low maintenance and maybe ride dirt roads and just log tons of miles, and the difference between this and like an Africa Twin is that the rear drive, it's a shaft drive, it's an enclosed system. There's never any chain to lube, there's not a chain to get dirty, there's not a chain to get dusty, which, you know, takes away a whole bunch of maintenance and worry and just makes life simpler. So this isn't a completely bone stock VFR. We have heated grips on this bike, and we have these aluminum boxes. They're not crazy super heavy duty. If you crush it and drop it, you're going to smash them up a bit, but they hold a lot of stuff. And today the temperatures got to be about 50 degrees, and we went up in altitude, and I was kind of cold. And then I figured out it had heated grips, so I turned those on to the hottest setting, and my life was a lot better. So if you want the comforts of the DCT, it's going to cost you a little bit more. The base model on this with a manual transmission is about $15,500-ish, and you get it right below 16 grand when you go with the automatic transmission, which I would definitely cough up the dough for, because in the long run, if you're touring and you're putting in huge miles and spending a lot of time with this, the DCT is pretty epic. Coming to stoplights in town and then just rolling the throttle and instantly leaving, there's nothing faster. I don't care how fast you are with a clutch and a shifter and what bike you're on. You just roll the throttle on a DCT Honda and you're gone. So big shout out to Honda. Thank you for letting us take this bike all day. We had a great time. We're going to ride a couple more hours and do some more canyons, find some more roads on our way back home. And thanks for checking out Upshift Online.